I am. I'm sitting here top of NRG Stadium. This is your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore. After the Texans, their third victory. First time the Texans have won 3 games in a row since 2019 as they defeat the Arizona Cardinals today, 21-16. Tell you what, folks, and you know what, and I tell you what, let me just first say happy Thanksgiving to everybody with Thanksgiving coming up. I hope each and every one of y'all are being blessed and looking forward to be able to be around with family and friends and people that care about you. So let me go ahead and first extend my wishes to each and every one of y'all that's listening right now. And while I'm at it, let me pipe this music down, because it was almost like dance pop today with the Texans, because we weren't sure. I got Elwin on the road. He's heading back. The excellent reporter for the Gilmer Mirror. He's on the road right now, 59. After we've done post game, he's heading back. Elwin, your quick thoughts on the Texans. Then we're gonna roll with a commercial break, and then we'll get back and tear this game down.
Well, I think the first thing that comes to mind, just like D'Amico Ryan said in his post-game press conference, the offense had been bailing the defense out in the last couple of games, and he said he felt like it was the defense's turn, and man, did they ever with that pass break up at the goal line on 4th down with 20-something seconds left. So it was good to see the defense come through when the offense wasn't clicking quite like it should today.
Now it was interesting because I think everybody was sort of on press row. We were sort of looking at one another like, are they about to blow this one? Because they had it in control. But anyway, before let's not get too far deep in the woods on this one. Let's hear from Mr. Ross, and then we'll get into the woods on this.
Hello, I'm Ken Ross with the Ken Ross Insurance Agency. There are certain things that are important in our lives: our health, our safety, and our loved ones. With over 40 years of experience, I've seen just how important insurance can be. I value the importance of being a part of my community and being there when they need me. Insurance is important everywhere, but being here in South Texas, it is absolutely essential. From flood, home, auto, and life insurance, let the Ken Ross Agency be your agency of choice.
See, 281-235-5952. 281-235-5952. As well, back up here on top of at the high top of the NRG Stadium, as the Houston Texans have won their 3rd game in a row. First time this has happened since 2019. It's been a while since the Texans have been on a roll like that, Elwin. But they enjoying the fruits of their labor to a degree. But like I say, this is just one more game, one more notch in the road, one more hurdle for them to climb. But the day the Texans, the defense had to stand up. Not only once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times on a fourth down situation. The Texans defense had to turn it back to keep the Arizona Cardinals out the end zone, Elwin.
Yeah, they did, and that was good to see the fact that they did, because as we know, several of the games this season, the offense has had to score because the defense couldn't get the job done. So I think it was good for turnabout's fair play, as that old saying goes. For the defense, we would have preferred they hadn't had to bail the offense out, but it was good to see that they have matured enough that they were able to do it, like you said, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. That was a huge, I think, confidence builder for the defense today.
Not a doubt. And then, in fact, that's one of the questions I put to Coach Ryan today, and let's see what he had to say about this.
4 times, 4th down, they turned them back. So have you been part of this, either playing or otherwise, when y'all had that type of success on 4th down plays to turn them back?
And credit to our guys for, no one flinched in that moment. fourth down, we know it's a big time play, big time opportunity for us. But the way our guys communicated, really credit Cashman for stepping in at the Mike linebacker spot, which he hadn't played all year. But the way he stepped in, the way he communicated in those pressure moments, right, it was awesome to see him step up and play big for us today.
Yeah. Yeah, Elwin, like I said, that was D'Amico talking about the defense today, in particular Blake Cashman. Blake Cashman had a
Yep.
total of 19 tackles a day, 13 solos, and then 1 quarterback sack. And here's the unique thing about it. This is the first time he played Mike linebacker. I mean,
Yeah.
they got guys filling in, coming in. It's we hear this old saying, next man up. These
Yep.
guys not only talk about it, they live it, they breathe it, and it's personified in they play. Cashman today
Yep.
was like a man possessed all over the field.
He was, for a fact. And, to have that kind of game, it's just amazing. Very seldom do you see anybody with 19 tackles and 12 solos in any game, even at the high school level.
Yeah, I mean, he was a man possessed today, and I tell you what. In fact, we got a chance. I'm gonna let the audience hear a little bit about from Cashman, but that was astonishing to me. That I know we since training camp and everything, since everything following Cashman. I mean, he's had a big game already when he's had double-digit tackles, but this time he was doing it from the Mike linebacker standpoint. And folks, let me tell you something. That's not the easiest thing in the world to do, to go from the outside to come from the inside, because now you in charge of all. You set the whole defense. You calling everything. You setting everything up. And the fact that he was able to get this done today, and I'm pretty sure he put in a lot of hours out there, and it was it was personified by his play today. In fact, let's go ahead and let's listen to a little bit of what Blake had to say meeting the press today.
Plays. He's a dynamic player, explosive player, but they got a lot of speed on that field and bringing out all their weapons, and we knew that. But we knew if we could just keep the ball in front of us and make them earn their drives, that we could be in a good position to win the football game. But for me personally, it's just my job was to command the defense, have great communication, make sure all the guys were on the same page, and at that point, just playing football, playing instinctually, and
Yep, Elwin, it's like Blake, like Cashman just got through saying, and let me tell you something. Again, he's the quarterback. He was the quarterback of the defense today. And speaking of quarterbacks, and let's face it, CJ. He had over 300 and some yards passing today. He had a couple of touchdowns. And then Tank Dell. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this young man, Elwin. I mean, that 40-yard strike and down here in the south end zone, the southwest corner of the end zone, where he basically scouted. And Tank is not the tallest person in the world. He's not the biggest person in the world. But he played like a somebody's like a 6'6" person, 6'6" wing guy.
Yep.
With the hops that he showed going up for that 40-yard strike today. So in fact, he was in so much demand. From the media standpoint, by the time we got back from D'Amico, he was coming out of the dressing room, going to some other. So he was all over the place. I know several of the reporters kept asking, "Hey, did y'all get anything on tape?" All we could do was just see him going. He was flying. He was like a VIP in a lot of different scenarios today on the national media, on the national scene today. So hats off to Tank Dell. Hats off to and the thing about it, and this is something that D'Amico keeps saying about over and over about C.J. Stroud, and Coach, there was a two passes to the day he was trying to squeeze in to Nico Collins. One was on the sideline that the defensive back, he just made a hell of a play on it. I'm just gonna call it for what it was. The other one, the one in the end zone, and this is one of whenever we saw it in the press row, sort of going like, they had left some points on the board, off the board,
Mm-hmm.
because that was to me, because Nico Collins has hops. He's about 6'3", 6'4",
Yep.
and I think he put it too much on the line to Nico, because Nico had about a foot and a half from the back end zone line, and he was ready to go up. But I think this is one time that CJ sort of threw it too much on the line as opposed to throwing it up. Either Nico was going to catch it or nobody was going to catch it. But you
Right.
know what? That's okay. I think he's learning. Each week he's learning. Each week
Oh yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, each week he's going. Everything is getting recorded into his Rolodex, and everything's coming back. So, let's face it. He had only thrown 2 interceptions up until today. He happened to throw 3 today. Okay, so we'll take it. I mean, and I'm pretty sure it's not like he will. And let's face it, Elwin. You and I both know he wasn't going to be sitting back and wasn't going to have just 1 interception for the whole season. Wasn't going to have
No.
2. I don't think any of us expected he was going to throw 3 today. But you know what? The defense being where they are, they were able to stand up and turn the tide. And it's like D'Amico alluded to it in this presser. It was time for the defense because the offense for the last couple of weeks have come back with 40-some seconds left, 46 seconds left, and then came back with 1:33 like last week in Cincinnati. So, well, turnaround is fair play, as you alluded to it earlier. And so the Texans today, get their third victory in a row. And also let Darryl Singletary rather. He had let's say 22 carries. He had 112 yards, so he had over 100 yards rushing today. And so
Yep.
Tank Dell, 149 yards, 149 yards on reception and a TD. So those one of those touchdowns obviously could have been a touchdown of Nico Collins. It didn't happen, but you know what? Everything that was falling into place that needed to fall into place as far as the Houston Texans were concerned today fell into place, and so they got the victory. And so you take the good with the bad, you take the sweet with the sour. As far as this day, it might be I think this is one thing that D'Amico mentioned in his presser. The fact that we always highlight the positive with CJ, because CJ already knows what he's done. I think he can tell you in the bus. So it's not like we're gonna need to harp on those 3 interceptions today. 2 of them I can remember, and one of them I just think the defensive back made one hell of on that sideline route to Nico Collins. He just made a hell of an interception, Elwin.
Yeah, he did. No doubt about it. And I know you missed CJ's press conference because you were in the locker room trying to get Cashman and some of the other guys. But it was funny. Somebody asked CJ about the 3 interceptions and said, does that make you think you need to be a little more careful? And he said, hey, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to sling it. He said, I've got as much confidence as I ever had, and he said, and he made a valid point. He said, I've made mistakes already this season, but when we have it won earlier, it doesn't come up. But because we didn't win it until the very tail end because of the last turnover, he said, I'm hearing about it today. And he said, but that's okay. I can take it. He said, I'm just as confident as I've ever been, and this is only going to make me better.
Well, I mean, you know what? He's getting his baptism under fire, and
Yes.
Let's face it. What he's also doing is call out the fickle nature of the fickle attitude of the media. Because you know how we can be, and I include you and I both. I think we
absolutely.
I think we are seasoned. We looked at this game, and we've had a lot of years to look at this game. But we can be a little bit fickle about this, and trying to stay a balance and try to stay objective about this. But you know, this kid, he's been on a roll, man. That nobody in they ever left in blessed mind would have thought that he was going to have this type of season he's had up until this point. So,
well, you know, talking about that, sorry to interrupt you, AD, but I'm afraid I'd forget it if I didn't bring it in. Talking about that, I asked CJ, or TJ, excuse me, so CJ, yeah. I said, in your wildest expectation, would you have ever imagined that you would be going into the last half of the season with the Jaguars coming to town next Sunday, knowing that you win that game, you walk off the field in the lead in the AFC South? And he kind of smiled and he said, absolutely. He said, from day one of training camp and before that, the mini camp, all the sessions we had, he said, we knew what we were putting together here. And he said, I absolutely expected us to be in the thick of things just like we are. So that shows you his confidence level, the confidence level of all of the players on the team, in D'Amico and all of the coaching staff. And like D'Amico said, this is a family. It's not just a football team. They are truly a family, and it's showing.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. You know, the thing about it, and Joe Mendez, I agree with you. Game ball goes to the defense. You're right. I mean, Joe, it was in our comments section, and I appreciate. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for listening. But I concur with you wholeheartedly. The day the defense actually got the game ball, you know, because I know several weeks back I gave it to the offensive line because that was a makeshift offensive line, and they kept C.J. Stroud standing up. Oh, speaking of standing up, and I don't think it. I mean, let's face it. This offensive line, for the most part, has been doing a pretty doggone good job of keeping them clean. But today, he took a couple of wicked shots. In fact, he took one that he had to go catch his breath on. And there's something about what D'Amico mentioned about this, that they cleared him on the sideline. And I didn't really want to press it that much because it was kind of ironic. When CJ went out, it was like a hush that came in. I mean, you could have all the air got sucked out of this place. Davis Mills came in, and I'm not sure it wasn't going to count of Davis Mills, but I'm just trying to paint the audience a picture of what happened. It's like the air just basically like they just sucked the air out of this place. One play, he came out, went right back in, and went right back to work, and then he had to take another wicked shot in the the third quarter. He had to take another wicked shot. So. But you know what? That's the nature of the beast being what it is, and so we'll take it for what it's worth. Hey, we got a couple more. Go ahead, real quick. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, in CJ's presser, he was asked about that. Said, "What about the injury when you took that wicked hit?" Said, it got really quiet. Everybody was afraid you were seriously hurt. And he said, I just got the wind knocked out of me. That was truly all it was. His head didn't hit the turf. But, of course, because it was such a vicious hit, he had to go over to the sideline and be cleared.
Right. And you know what? I'm surprised, the fact that they came out. But, excuse me, the doctors upstairs, I think they would have stopped the game if he hadn't come out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. You notice he didn't want to go out. He was waving his arms like, no.
But the thing about it, once play had stopped, I think he had to go ahead and lead. All right,
with him down, he had to.
Yeah. All right, quick word from Mr. Ross again, and then we'll get back and hear from Will Anderson and Sheldon Richards, okay?
Hello, I'm Ken Ross with the Ken Ross Insurance Agency. There are certain things that are important in our lives: our health, our safety, and our loved ones. With over 40 years of experience, I've seen just how important insurance can be. I value the importance of being a part of my community and being there when they need me. Insurance is important everywhere, but being here in South Texas, it is absolutely essential. From flood, home, auto, and life insurance, let the Ken Ross Agency be your agency of choice.
That's right, folks. Ken Ross Agency, 281-235-5952. Tell him AD said give you a call. He's been my guy for over 40 plus years now. So, it's personal with me and it's personal with him. And he can be just as personal with you. Give him a call. Again, Ken Ross Agency, 281-235-5952. And by the way, folks, at 6 o'clock, folks will be talking sports on the Houston Roundball Review channel at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. And then I tell you what, if you have not already subscribed to the AdMax Corner, please hit the subscription button if you're on that channel. And if you're not, flip over to the channel and then go back over if you're on the Houston Roundball channel. Please go over there and subscribe to both of them. We appreciate it. The Houston Roundball channel has had over 4 million views since its inception. I hadn't got to 4 million views yet. But I'm like the little squirrel. I'm just steady putting my little acorns together and just steady keep climbing and keep going. But anyway,
the picture that put in my head, AD.
Don't. It's still a family hour, man. It's still a family hour. But anyway, again, the Houston Texans today defeat the Arizona Cardinals, and they control. But before we do that, had a little message from Will Anderson to the fans, and this is a little something this is his message to the fans, real quick.
Say, please keep coming out. Please keep, screaming everything loud. Turn it up for us, man. We love y'all so much. Thank y'all for all the love and support, and we getting H-Town back.
Yep, that was Will. Will basically just saying thank you to the fans today for coming out, getting loud, getting raucous and raunchy, and well, not raunchy, but raucous, because last week with me being in Cincinnati, I tell you what, though, in fact, Cincinnati's already, they had been to a Super Bowl, so, but I tell you what, that was a rabid crowd up in Cincinnati last week, and I know these players want to see that type of display here, and that was Will's personal invitation to you all. He knows you are there. And that was, like we said, just keep bringing the funk, as he didn't say it like that, but that was my rendition of it. Just keep coming, keep getting loud, and keep going, Elwin. So as you get ready to get on down the road, and I'm gonna go ahead and I know it's starting to get a little bit dark for you on the road.
Yep.
Get your final comments in, and then what I'm gonna do, I got a little bit. I got Sheldon Rankins coming back, and because Sheldon the last couple of weeks he's been like a one-man wrecking crew in that defensive line. But it was an interesting take, and because I mentioned to him today that they paid a lot of special attention to Sheldon today, even though he acknowledged it, and he said there was no more than what he expected. But anyway, final points from you, man, and then I'll let you get on down the road, man.
Well, I want to say thank you to the fans, because we did have the best in-house attendance today that we have had of Houston fans. That's been a pet peeve with me. They stay out there in the parking lot, do their tailgating, watch it on the big screen. This team is playing fantastic right now. They need you guys getting your butts in the seats. Quit staying out there. Come in, get in the stadium. Next week, we're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars for a game that will determine whether or not we technically, after having beat Jacksonville twice, if we win that game, are leading the AFC South, or if we are 2 games out of the AFC South Division lead. They need every one of you to be in that stadium. Forget about the tailgate and celebrate until the parking issue and getting out of the stadium eases a bit, and get in that stadium and be loud, rowdy, and help this team defeat the Jaguars again next week. That's my final thoughts.
Well, I'm good. I'm gonna hope the Texans put a check in the mail for you. Put a check in the mail. That's not our job. I mean, but anyway, but no, no, it's the report on it. It's to give you a fair, balanced view of what's going on. Like I said, I was in Cincinnati last week, and they got plenty of rockers and crazy up there. And because I got a chance to get out in the crowd, and which is good to go see how the other team got a chance to be in Baltimore and been in Carolina. But those two of those teams that have been winning or have winning traditions. So those fans get after it, get with it. So. Anyway, Elwin, anything else? And then I'm going to go ahead and cut you loose, player.
I think that's about it. I did think of one thing since you made a valid point. That was an editorial. The views expressed by me do not necessarily express the opinions or views of AD Adolphus Moore. So there you go. I did the disclaimer.
All right. Hey, bro. Be careful. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. If everything goes according well, we'll see you here next week against Jacksonville, okay?
All right, sounds great. I'm going to spend my 68th birthday, Thanksgiving Day, watching the Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. So should be a good Thanksgiving.
Hey man, have a blessed Thanksgiving, have a blessed birthday. I'll probably give you a ring thing, see what's going on. See, I might just see you throwing money in Jerry's red cap. In the Salvation Army red kettle if you're not jumping in there. But we'll see. Hey, Elwood, take care, man. Be careful, all right? We'll talk at you later, man. All right. All right, that's Elwin as he motors on down the road there. I got one more cut, folks, I want to play at you. Then also, folks that's getting ready for FTP, folks talking sports on the Houston Roundball YouTube channel will be coming up in about 33 minutes. Give it the 33 minutes. So please, if you have not, stay tuned for Chris. I'm not sure who all Chris Gardner got coming on the FTP today. I'm gonna be wrapping this up in about a few more minutes here. But one thing I want to get Sheldon Rankin in, because Sheldon has really, and as far as the defensive line is concerned, he has been playing, particularly from a defensive tackle 3 technique. And today he had, last couple of games, Sheldon's been just creating holy hell havoc on in that defensive line. But I'll let Sheldon just tell you about what happened to him today.
You this game, so I'm pretty sure you got chipped more than just not one person, but you got chipped a couple of times today.
Yeah. Saw some, a little bit more slide protection, but that's to be expected. But beauty of it is, we got, 3 other guys out there who can, win one-on-ones at a high rate, affect the quarterback, and I'm able to play off of them and still able to have an impact on this defense. So just happy to see all, the rest of my guys being able to go out there and wreak havoc for sure.
4 down turnbacks for the defense, man. Come on, that's a lot of pressure was put on, but y'all paid it back for everybody today, and particularly having to deal with Kyler Murray because he was not the easiest person to get on the ground.
Yeah. Kyler always presents a tough task. With pushing the pocket, sometimes he can get lost, but behind the bigger offensive lineman. So, being able to find him, and then, if you're not able to find him or if you're just not able to corral him soon enough, he's arguably the fastest player on the field at any given time. So he definitely presents a task. Obviously he got out a few times, but being able, those last few drives, being able to kind of stifle him and be able to put pressure on him, force him into some throws. Maybe he not, sooner than he wanted to throw it, or corralling him, and when he wanted to get out and use his legs or something like that. So being able to come up with those plays, down the stretch is big for our defense. Big for our team overall, confidence, understanding that, no matter the situation, whether offense has the ball last or, we're put in a position to close out a game, we can.
Like you say, yep, they can get it done. The Texans defense did get it done today. as I say, Selden, the Texans defense did get it done today. Had 4 fourth down stops today, one toward the very end of the game. So, folks, let me just go now extend to each and every one of y'all that's listening that as the Thanksgiving season come up, when you're surrounded by family and friends, some people won't have the opportunity to be surrounded by family and friends. Some folks will be dealing with some very difficult circumstances. If you are blessed to be able to be with family and friends on this Thanksgiving week coming up, think about somebody else. Think about the ones that don't have. And, if you're able to help somebody out, please do so. So that's my Thanksgiving wish to each and every one of y'all. Look to see you back here next week on the corner on the Houston Roundball Review at AdMax Corner on YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And on the Houston Roundball Review channel, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Subscribe to both of them. Hey, folks, like I say, we growing this thing. We are growing this thing, and we appreciate it, and we're having fun doing what we like to do. And I'm definitely having fun. I appreciate the comments today. Joe, I appreciate your comments. You're right. Game ball to the Texans defense. They earned it today. All right, folks, as I get ready to shut it down and get out of here, again, have a blessed Thanksgiving. Each and every one of y'all, enjoy yourself. Don't eat too much. Don't get too much tryptophan. Don't have too much turkey, and then all of a sudden you go to a tryptophan overdose. But it's your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore, signing off from NRG Stadium. I'm out. Ciao. I'm gone, people. Let's go. And we out of here.